Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Going Real Life. We are at Moke's Bread and Breakfast with Keola Warren of Moke's and B&D of B&D Butchery. And as you saw in the last segment, they're doing a collaboration dinner on May 27th, and they're going to have another phenomenal menu. So I was just wondering, what is this B&D all about? How'd you guys get together, and how'd you get working with?
So, for us, we met when we were working at Salt together a few years back, and we were always there in the mornings together, and we just really got along in the beginning, and we both found early on that we had some interests that were similar: pork and pickles and sandwiches. So a lot of the basis for our relationship was built on us cooking pork all day and talking about pickles and ultimately making each other sandwiches. Where down the road we realized, hey, like, we should open a deli. We should do this. And so that kept going, and lots of ideas, and eventually we had the opportunity to work with Glenn and Amy Shinsato on the, come to the farm and participate with them, be a part of slaughter, and then B&D essentially was created to kind of be the production of things that are born and grown on Shinsato Farm.
Oh, okay. And are you the guys who actually do the slaughtering?
Yeah, we are in the slaughterhouse with Glenn and Amy every Friday to do the pigs, and every other Tuesday we do the rabbits. So we are there. That is one of the days that we're always on the farm during the week, is during a slaughter day.
Wow. Okay. Actually, I should veer a little bit. Now, you were saying that you got to participate in one of these?
I did. I was fortunate enough to come help out. Yeah.
Was it hard to do?
It's a bit hard. You gotta, but I think the biggest thing is, like I was saying, you have a big appreciation for where your food comes from.
Right.
When you see how much care goes into these animals and the time and dedication that it takes to raise them properly, it really makes you grateful for where your food comes from. And I think that's the biggest thing that we can learn, or try to learn, is to have a bigger appreciation for our food.
And I think that's what it is for Brett and I. We're very fortunate. We're extremely fortunate to have the ability to get to be there with Glenn and Amy. And it's one of those things. It's the only farm in the entire state of Hawaii that has a USDA certified slaughterhouse on property.
Oh.
So for us, that directly means quality of product that's coming off.
The pigs never have to leave.
Yeah, the pigs never
Never
leave.
have to be transported. Never
Their
have to be-
stress level is
is
low as it can be, so therefore creates the highest quality product. And for us, from a chef's perspective, we want to know the process our product went through, from the moment it's conceived until the moment the consumer eats it. We want to know that. So what better way for us to know that process than to be involved in it? So that ultimately us wanting to know where our food comes from and how it becomes food is why we are at the farm and why we do what we do, because of respect and appreciation for the food that we eat.
Yeah, and again, we're so fortunate that Glenn and Amy are letting us come be a part of this. And it's really wonderful every day. Like, from the first moment I got to be on that farm, it's like, oh, yeah, I want to be here.
Wow.
And they're willing to let us be there and help them. And that's gold right there. I wouldn't trade that for anything.
No, it's the greatest honor that you can ever. It's beyond something that we can even articulate into words. It's the most important thing that has ever happened in my life, and it's something that I cherish as deep as we can. So
Actually, that's a good point, because I noticed that in the last Food and Wine Festival, Chris Costantino was talking about the first time he slaughtered. I think it was a goat, but he started to tear up because he just remembered how much it meant to him, and just the whole process. And then turning it into food.
It's very, very emotional. It's such a perception of respect and understanding about the process of, and ultimately the importance and value of life, and that everything that we eat and consume and use as food is life at some point in its existence. So it's very, very important for us to know that process and be involved in it.
And so the relationship with Moke's, I mean, you're going to be doing these pop-ups, but also, is it going to be beyond that?
We're also going to be producing a signature line of Shinsato products for Moke's Bread and Breakfast. So what we've been able to develop so far with Brett and Doug and my dad, as being the chefs of the project, with Glenn and Amy's help, obviously using the Shinsato product, we've been able to develop a lilikoi bacon, a lilikoi ham. We've done a homemade smoked sausage.
Wow.
We used a blend of kiawe wood as well as some sakura chips that we brought back from Japan on our last trip in Japan. Yep. And the boys actually made some homemade spam, which is amazing.
How did you think of coming up with making your own spam instead of
Spam is the
Hawaii,
odds.
come on.
It's Hawaii. It's the odds and ends that taste great. It's a Hawaiian hot dog.
Yeah.
You know, people on the mainland give me the weirdest looks when they say like, "What's your favorite food?" And I'm like, most times I'm like spam, and they're like, "What?" And I'm like, "Well, you eat hot dogs, right?" Like, yeah, I eat hot dogs all the time. I'm like, well, what's the difference? So it's all the same stuff and it tastes good.
So for us, trying to create more of a unique local version of a spam, and ultimately what that is it's a value thing. So for what Brett and I do is Moke's will bring the pig in, we do the labor, and we look at it as how can we utilize the most of this animal to not only use it in the restaurant, but so we're using the whole carcass, so it's out of respect to use the whole animal. So the spam came from, hey, how are we going to use the head and these extra parts that come with the whole animal that we buy? So that is ultimately the product that we develop to use that part. And also personally, I like our spam just a little bit better.
just a little bit?
Just a little bit.
When you made the spam, were you like, oh, so this is how it's? Or you already probably knew how to do it, but
Yeah, well, we had dabbled in it before, and so this was kind of like the rebirth of that. And we had always wanted to do. I mean, it's one of those things. It's like you want to take something that's simple and easy and local, and do kind of like a sophisticated but not too sophisticated version of it. And I think that's what we were able to achieve. And we were able to, instead of the spam can, how it has that shape, we're able to use old bread pans that we had here at Moke's from when we used to bake bread, and we were able to use those to be the mold for the spam.
Yeah.
So,
and I think the most interesting about the line here at Moke's is unique to Moke's. What Brett and I have done with Chef Moke and with Keola is develop something that is unique to just this restaurant. So when we do this line here, it's only for Moke's.
Okay.
When B&D Butchery makes bacon, we don't make the same lilikoi bacon that we make for Moke's. That's Moke's bacon.
Yeah.
Or when we do the rabbit moko, that's for Moke's. Or the Moke's signature smoked sausage is only at Moke's. So this is the only place that you will find that local Shinsato Moke sausage is at Moke's.
and B&D is going to be going into the farmers market soon, so you'll be able to find their signature line, which they're going to be doing at the farmers market.
Oh, which farmers market?
Kailua.
Okay, just Kailua?
So far, that's the first one.
Trying with the
So we'll be doing the Kailua Farmers Market, the monthly pop-ups, and then the Moke's production line is where we're at in our infant stages and starting to move forward.
Nice. Okay. Now, do we have time to talk about the menu for the?
Absolutely.
Sure.
What's on the menu?
Well, the first course is pig pots, and it's something. I was in a Starbucks and I was seeing all these cake pots that were being displayed, and I was like, how kind of cool would it be if we could do little pig pops? And basically, that's going to be what you're going to get for the first course. That with some local vegetable and fruit pickles, and then a papaya mustard.
Nice.
Going with that.
And then the second course is a playful one for us. One of the things we try and do with all our menus is be kind of cheeky and fun. So it is what we're calling porke, is pork poke. So it's confit pork belly, tomatoes, Maui onion, sea asparagus, a little bit of greens, sweet soy, sesame, all the kind of quintessential ingredients of poke, but done with pork belly rather than fish.
Cool.
And then third course is, what was the third course?
Rabbit.
That was the rabbit pot pie. Rabbit pot pie.
Oh, okay.
Just
It's very
everything simple, local carrots from Kolea Farms, sunchokes, and then rabbit from Shinsato, and a nice crust.
Pig fat pie crust.
Pig fat pie crust.
And then the main course is what we're calling pork pastrami. It is different pieces from the animal that are done in the tradition of a pastrami, and beef pastrami. And then rather than doing it like a classic sandwich, we do it a little bit deconstructed, take out the rye bread and add rye whiskey, And rather than normal cabbage, we're doing pickled baby bok choy, little beer caraway mustard, and some smoked white soy.
Dessert?
Finally,
Best part?
we have what we're calling coconut forever ice cream, which is made out of coconut milk, and then we're making a pork fat mac nut cookies, basically.
Essentially, cookies and cream is what it is. It's cookies
And then we're gonna have a little piece of bacon, candied bacon, a little bit of chocolate, the Madre chocolate on there, and yeah, that's basically that.
Okay, that sounds super good. And it's only $55, and it's BYOB. So, I mean, you know, what a deal. So, make sure you click the link up here to get the information on how to sign up for this dinner before they sell out. And then click the link below to see pictures from last time. And hurry up because they might sell out. Okay, thanks you guys, and we'll see you online.
Thanks.
Thank you.